KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Yes, good morning, and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is First Things First, and my first thing today and every day, y'all know this, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. Let's go. It's a Talking Point Tuesday, and a rather special one because exactly 1 week from today will be the very last day to vote. The very last day to vote. What's your voting plan? I honestly have a vague one, but we should make a voting plan today because I saw some statistics. Yeah, me and my statistics, I know. But I saw something rather impressive, that if you make a plan, you are much more likely to vote, right? We're all busy. We got kids to feed and, spouses to whatever you're doing with your spouse. We got jobs and things to do. All of us do. It would be so easy for November 5th to come and go and not vote. But we're not doing that. We're going to make a plan. So whatever that plan is, okay, on Wednesday night, tomorrow, that gives me enough time. I'm going to get my mail-in ballot. I'm going to fill it in, and then I'm going to take it to a vote center. And, I always say you could drop it in any county vote drop box if you want to. They're kind of the yellow and pale blue like the UCLA colors. But after seeing that lovely story about mailboxes being set on fire, I don't think that's going to be widespread. But for me personally, I'd rather take it to a vote center. And the vote centers are open now. You can, lavote.net, you can go to call the registrar of voters. There's lots of options. You can go to the Secretary of State's website and find out where there's a vote center around. If you're in LA, the easiest way is just LA County. Just go to the registrar of voters. Okay, so this is what we're doing today. Today, it's me, you, and the telephone, microphone, YouTubes. For this hour, we're looking local. We're going to make our voting plan. If you have any questions still, hopefully I have answers. I still haven't figured out the water board, so my plan for voting will not unfold until at least tomorrow when Ed Sanders joins us in the first half of the first hour. He's part of this group called Groundswell. They're all about water justice, so he's going to fill us in on the water board things. And we still have candidates that we'll be hearing from. So if your voting plan means I'm going to wait until next Tuesday and go, but what I suggest is, figure out exactly what time. Polls open at 7, they close at 7. I would not suggest waiting till the last minute. If you can vote today or tomorrow or the next day or over the weekend, you can go to any vote center. They're open. You can get it done. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so hour one, it's me, you, and whatever we're talking about. We're getting it together. We're making our voting plans. We're going to go over the ballot. Hour two, I'll be joined by my colleague, Attorney Dion Raymond, which she's so brilliant. I can't wait to have conversations about what's going on nationally. And you are always welcome to join now, then, or even thereafter at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Hour three, my friend journalist Barrington Salmon will be joining us, and we will be taking a progressive gut check on some of the national and international stories that are going on, just tracking them, as well as looking at how they might impact the decisions we have to make between now and next Tuesday. Okay, you got it? 800-920-1580. That's the number. And this is the thing. So my voting plan, because there's a couple of things that I will admit to being undecided or, being shaky on, which is rare for me. I'm usually so definitive in my voting, and I'm pretty much 100% there, but there's a couple things I'm back and forth. My voting plan is to fill out my mail-in ballot and then take it to an early voting center on Saturday morning after I work out. I know that that's a time where there's space in my schedule where I can go and take my ballot and hand it to a poll worker and watch them put it into the box. That's what I like to do. And it's satisfying. Your vote landed. There's even an option if you live in LA County where you can track your vote. That's my voting plan. I'm going to fill it out at home no later than Saturday morning. I'll probably do it incrementally throughout the week, and then my, late decision ones I'll do on Saturday morning. And then I will take it to a vote center on Saturday. That way I don't have to think about it next week. Next week's going to be get out the vote. We're going to be busy. We're doing some special broadcasts. I probably wasn't supposed to say that. I just spilled the beans. But, we're going to be doing a lot of things. So I have decided my deadline for figuring everything out is Saturday morning. I'll probably have it figured out tomorrow after the show, after me and Ed and you guys talk about the water boards, because most of the rest of the stuff I already have figured out. But, yeah, so let's talk about it. Call me 800-920-1580. The phone is open all day. If you don't have our app yet, would you please do it? Just do me a solid. Go to the App Store, the Google Play Store, download the KBLA app. Why? It makes us stronger, helps us stay in business, and it makes it convenient for you. You can actually, Attorney Dion Raymond, who's coming in today with me on the YouTubes and everything, told me she was able to hear us on the app in Cuba. That's amazing. Anyway, Fred from the Crenshaw district is on my phone, and Fred is always talking about the election, even when it's not the election. So I know Fred got something to say about the election. Good morning, Fred.
There you go, Sister Dominique. You're doing a great job. Everybody got a vote. One guy, there was on the news the other day where this guy went and set a mailbox on fire in Arizona. They said it wasn't politically motivated. He said he did it to get arrested. Isn't that stupid? I mean, have you heard of anything so crazy? Yeah, we all got a vote, and the way Kamala Harris is doing, I think we're going to get her in January 20th. It's right around the corner. People got to move forward, not back. You want to go with Trump, you're going backwards. We got to go with our girl, Kamala Harris. Do you concur?
Yeah, I do actually, Fred. And, I am a progressive. I'm definitely to the justice side, the left side of Kamala Harris. But I am unapologetically voting for the vice president for president of the United States. And my first priority is having the best shot possible at defeating authoritarianism and fascism and the kind of extremism that we saw at the rally, Madison Square Garden. But there are a lot of things that the vice president has articulated that I think are important and really worth embracing, i.e., keeping our Social Security intact, right? Most Black people, Latino people, and low-income people rely on Social Security to stay out of houselessness when we get older. That's a good thing. I want my elders and myself, when I get to that point, to have the safety net that we've paid into all of these years. I love the vice president's plan to build more housing and to give people down payment assistance. And, people are saying, oh, they'll raise the price of the housing. Okay, but you have a down payment. The most important thing about getting into a house, and I know because I bought mine in 2000, is getting into a house because the equity is going to go up. Even if the price goes up, the key is getting the down payment. Okay, I love that she's talking about incentives for Black men, a Black man's opportunity economy that uplifts the Black family and our community. And there's some powerful specifics there, which right-wingers are railing against as we speak. There's so many good things. I think she has made it abundantly clear. And while I understand that as vice president, she's been complicit in the Gaza policy, to me, she's made it abundantly clear that she will take a different path. She's gone as far as she can go without disrespecting President Biden. She has gone as far as further than anyone else in the mainstream. She has said that Palestinians deserve dignity, the right to defend themselves, and self-determination. I haven't heard any other Democratic politician say self-determination, which means sovereignty, right? And there's so many good things about her. Is she perfect? No. What politician is? But she is a powerful fighter. She's qualified for the job. And those are just a few of the things that I think are important that she's doing. And I wish we would start focusing on what we want. Yes, the Republicans are weirdos. Yes, they had a faux, a Nazi cosplay at the Madison Square Garden. But what I'm interested in is what we get. And when you vote for Kamala Harris, you don't just get Kamala Harris, you get all the people that come with her, all of those AKA, all of those HBCU folks, all of those powerful black women that we saw at the DNC, lawmakers, right? And organizers and community organizations. You get all of the folks that come with her. And I think that is also really something we could focus more on.
Yeah, let me ask your opinion about this. Now, I've been talking to a lot of people lately, and a lot of them are very upset with Karen Bass picking Jim McDonald. I mean, he's okay, but I think she should have gone with our friend Miss Tangerides. I don't know. Do you know her? She's a
Yeah, she was on this show. You didn't. You can hear you can hear the hour that I spent with her. Yeah, she's got a long track record of community-based policing. I thought that the mayor might choose her. I hoped that the mayor would choose her. I don't know, I don't have any inside information, but it seems to me that the mayor, who is facing re-election in 2026 and has been opposed by police unions and attacked by police unions, made a choice that would make her relationship with them better and help her reelection. I also think she chose what she thought would be best for the Olympics, the World Cup, and the All-Star Game. But I don't agree with the choice. I would have rather seen Tingerides. The other guy, Arcos, the other finalist, well, he I don't like him because he supports Kevin De Leon, but others have said that he has a track record of de-escalation and a willingness to talk with community-based organizations and hear their opinion.
Yeah, because, see, this might come back and bite her in 2025. So she has to remember it was the black community that got her in the door. And so the Sentinel, the Southwest Way Focus, they might decide not to back her up in 2025.
I doubt that. I do seriously doubt. Because who was she going to be running against? It's not like she's going to be running against Maxine Waters. But I do think you're right. We have to give the feedback, and we have to have our own, agenda and accountability. I think that's right. I think it's, I love Mayor Karen Bass, but I think it's fair to criticize her and put pressure on her when she makes decisions that we don't see as in our best interests.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But I did take your advice on 36. You brought up a good point last week. It really doesn't do anything for first-time offenders. Can you imagine? Let's say you broke into a store, and it should be a misdemeanor. It's gonna be upgraded to felony. That's not right. And I'm glad you brought that point out, Sister Dominique. I know you have a lot of calls lined up, and I got to go out and do some business work. You take care. God bless, and I'm going to try to get on next week.
All right, good to hear from you, Fred. Go Dodgers, 800-920-1580. That's the spot. Let's weigh in. Let's talk about it. And Fred, you're right. I'm a hell no on Prop 36. Prop 36 brings back the bad old days of 3 strikes. Plus, it takes a ton of money out of alternatives to incarceration, things like mental health care, housing, the things we really need, and moves it back into the giant jail system. And that, my friends, we do not need. You're listening to the place where we amplify black and progressive voices 24/7. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Bad Ash Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Are you wet shaving? You'll get razor bumps.
Nah, Pops, I'm good with Gillette Skin Guard. How long you been growing that beard Mama hates anyway?
Since 77. I shaved and got ingrown so bad.
That's why I use the Gillette Skin Guard razor, face scrub, shave gel, and moisturizer. So I don't have to worry about new razor bumps or shaving irritation.
Gillette Skin Guard, huh? Your mama's gonna love this one.
The best a man can get keeps getting better with Gillette Skin Guard. Buy now at a retailer near you.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Race, culture wars, political turf battles, criminal justice and injustice, the courts. These are the conversations you won't hear elsewhere. My guests are leading journalists, celebrities, and sports figures, elected leaders, and influencers. They aren't afraid to get into it and say the quiet part out loud. With Ariva Martin in real time, your commute just became the most engaging part of your day. Tune in weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. or find us on YouTube. Ariva Martin in real time, when you want it straight, no chaser.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Your ancestors' favorite radio station. And your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now, and rightfully so. People are canceling their LA Times and their Washington Post subscriptions in droves after the two publications decided conveniently, right at the moment when a black woman is at the top of the ticket, that they won't endorse, despite the recommendation of their editorial boards that they do endorse. And they are seeing exoduses of folks leaving out of there that work there. That is a good sign to me, the fact that so many people are saying, I think it's 300,000 subscribers the Washington Post has already garnered. Hopefully those are Kamala Harris voters. Let's go to Forrest calling us from the city of Compton. Good morning, Forrest.
Miss Dominique, how are you today?
I'm blessed. Long time no talk to.
We just talked 2 weeks ago, girl.
Well, that's 2 weeks. That's a long time. All right. Evidently, you don't miss us when you're gone, but it's all good for us. What's on your mind?
I do. I watch you guys every day.
Oh, you do? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
On the YouTubes.
Exactly. But two things real quick. I just want to remind people to take your 18-year-olds and your first-timers to the polls and make sure that they get a good understanding of it, because, you know, my daughter, she's always went to the polls with me since she was a baby all the way up until now it's her turn. She just got into college this year, and so I've been talking to her about, you know, what you're going to do and how you're going to do it and how to fill out your your ballot and, going through the whole thing. So this would be our first year going together and voting at the same
I love
time.
that. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a whole process. I've been taking my child to the polls since I think he was about 4.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to vote. So that's part of our routine. And there's a lot of young people that are, have just turned 18 or, they became eligible to vote. Even if they're not registered, you could register them when you take them to vote or when they go to vote. They could register. It's not too late.
Right. Exactly. And so, and number 2, all these people that I've noticed that I don't know, I follow them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever for some years, and then come to find out they're diehard Trump supporters, and they're starting to come out lately. And I'm
That's
like,
scary, isn't it?
What is? Yeah, it just freaks me out.
It's funny you
because-
say that, Forrest, because I was thinking about doing a YouTube, an Instagram post about that, because I found out that a family member of mine is voting for Trump.
Yeah.
And I just, I need to let you know that if you're my friend, family member, work colleague, or supposed ally, and you do make that Trump vote, I will never look at you the same way again. That's unforgivable for me. I'm not going to disown you. You're still my family member, or my friend or my work colleague. I'm professional, but I will never look at you the same again. This one is not just politics.
Right. I just don't understand the function mentally of why. Like, I have a brother, my youngest brother, and he's saying that he's going to vote for Trump, and I said, well, why? And they go with the same old talking points, and then, we don't get into an argument, but everything he says, I just, give him the rebuttal to it, and hopefully he gets it. So.
Yeah, we try. I mean, we try, and I try to post as much stuff as I can and say everything I can think of. I never feel like I'm doing enough, but I think that most things I can agree to disagree with you. Okay, you want to vote no on 33. You don't care if people have to pay higher and higher rent. Okay, it's fine with you if more and more of us are houseless. Fine. Maybe you see it differently. That's fine. But when it comes to the top of the ticket, the guy that just did the cosplay, Nazi rally, no, that's not politics as usual. 2 black women that we know of have already died because they couldn't get health care. And you don't have to be for abortion. I'm not telling you to be for abortion. You can have your religious beliefs, your social beliefs, but for health care, one of those women had a miscarriage, a black woman. But everything didn't come out, and the doctors refused to help her because it would be considered an abortion, and she died, leaving behind an adorable little 3-year-old black boy with no mama.
Mm-hmm.
With no mama. That child will never get a mama back. I blame Trump. If you vote for him, I will never look at you the same. Go vote West Abdullah. Doggone it. You don't have to vote Trump. And if you don't like Kamala, go vote. If you want to support Jill Stein, okay. But you've got West Abdullah. You've got 2 black people on a ticket. I'm voting Kamala Harris, but I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you, don't vote Trump.
Right, exactly. Well, I will call you back again real soon, and thank you.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Okay, we're a minute away from news, traffic, and sport, but I think, folks, look, we all have our own head. I always say that. God gave us each our own head for a reason. That means you're supposed to make your own decisions. I don't look down on you for differences. I'm going to go hard. Yes on 6. I can't believe this is even a question. You want to keep having imprisoned people, mostly black people and Latinos, working for corporations for 12 cents an hour while we pay $120,000 a year out of our taxpayer dollars to imprison them. Do you think that's a good idea? To do massive taxpayer giveaways to corporations so they can sell us back products. You think having prisoners work for way less than minimum wage when they could be rehabilitating themselves is a good idea? That makes my brain hurt. But if that's what you chose to vote, even if you voted for Trump, I'm not going to hate you. I will just never look at you the same way again. Women, black women, are literally already dying. It's not hyperbole. It is now. News, traffic, and sports. Then I'd love to hear from you. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Johns Hopkins University has broken ground on a future site of a building that's being named in honor of Henrietta Lacks. The Baltimore woman's cells were illegally taken without consent during a medical procedure in 1951. Lacks's family attended Monday's groundbreaking. In Brett Hankinson's second federal civil trial, the former Louisville, Kentucky officer emotionally defended his actions during the 2020 raid at Breonna Taylor's apartment, stating he responded to muzzle flashes. Jury selection in the Daniel Penny subway chokehold trial in New York City continues for a second week. The retired Long Island Marine is charged with putting a homeless black man in a deadly chokehold in May 2023. Penny maintains the victim, Jordan Neely, was threatening other passengers, so he took action. And the Warriors will be without their franchise player for at least the next 2 games. Golden State guard Steph Curry will miss 2 games due to an ankle injury. He's set to be reevaluated on Friday. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 5-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are 1 win away from winning their 8th World Series championship. Another dominant pitching performance for the Dodgers in Game 3 Monday night in New York. The Dodgers beat the Yankees 4-2 to take a 3-0 lead. Dodgers right-hander Walker Buehler threw 5 shutout innings. 6 relievers came in after Buehler and held the Yankees scoreless until the 9th. The Dodgers can wrap it up tonight in Game 4. No team has come back from a 3-0 deficit in the World Series. First pitch tonight at 5:08. The Lakers suffered their first loss of the season. They lost at Phoenix 109-105. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant combined for 63 points. Anthony Davis had another strong night with 29 points and 15 rebounds. LeBron had an off night. He made only 3 of 14 shots and finished with just 11 points. The Lakers are at Cleveland on Wednesday. The Clippers are off until Wednesday when they host Portland. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is Assemblymember Tina McKenna reminding you to vote for my girl, Sade Alawari, for State Assembly. Sade is a part of our community, and she's the partner I need in Sacramento to help fight for economic justice, affordable housing, health care, and so much more. Sade is just like us. She comes out of our community, and she spent years working in our community, bringing people together. That's why she's endorsed by Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, Supervisor Holly Mitchell, teachers, firefighters, and Planned Parenthood advocates. This is Tina McKenna, and I need you to make a plan to vote and to vote by Tuesday, November the 5th, for Sade Alawari for State Assembly.
Ad paid for by Opportunity PAC, a coalition of teachers, nurses, faculty members, school employees, and public and private labor, healthcare, and environmental organizations. Ad committee's top funders, California Teachers Association, not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580 is here for you as you make your voting plan. And we've got a few things you may want to know.
In the state of California, you can register to vote all the way up until the last day to vote, which is November 5th. In LA County, you may vote at any voting center or polling place of your choosing. Early voting has already started, both in person and by mail. If you need information about your registration or any election question, call the Registrar of Voters at 800-815-2666. That's 800-815-2666, or visit lavote.gov. Once you fill out your mail-in ballot, you may drop it in any county election mailbox found outside places like libraries, or you could drop it off with a poll worker at any vote center. If you suspect election foul play, voter suppression or intimidation, or other irregularities, or if you need to know more about your rights, call the Election Protection Hotline at 1-866-OUR-VOTE. That's 866-687-8683. From any state. And if you need more information on specific candidates or propositions, check out our interviews and analysis on our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, November 5th is the last day to vote, and the sooner we do it, the better. Helping you vote like your life depended on it, because it does. Your election information station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Before running for state senate, Laura Richardson was named one of the most corrupt members of Congress, guilty on 7 counts of ripping off taxpayers and a pattern of deception trying to cover it up. Richardson is too shady for state senate. For your state senator, frontline nurses, classroom teachers, and Planned Parenthood Advocacy Project, support Democrat Michelle Chambers, a champion for abortion rights, higher wages for workers, and more affordable health care. Democrat Michelle Chambers for state senate.
Ad paid for by nurses and educators supporting Chambers for Senate 2024, sponsored by labor and nonprofit environmental and health organizations, Ad Committee's top funders, SEIU California State Council, not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. The YouTube chat is robust. If you haven't stepped in there yet, I suggest you do. It's youtube.com and KBLA 1580. And we're going right to Ron from Richmond. Good morning, Ron. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Good morning, my Bay Area home. I can't get it out right. My Bay Area home skillet, Dominique DiPrima in the building, holding it down. I tell you how I voted. My mom, God bless her, she's 83 years young, so we got our ballots mailed here, and we sat down, and I tried my best to read over everything carefully, so I, can kind of get an understanding of what's going on as far as all the local stuff and all that. And she's at that age now; she can't really see too good, but but she can understand. She can still comprehend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That stuff a whole lot better than I am. 83 years young, and because she lost her leg 2 years ago, she can't mobile and get up and down the stairs no more like she used to. So yeah, we did it like that, and then I made sure it was all sealed up and everything, and we prayed about it. And then I went and dropped them bad boys off at the, and I made sure that they go inside the slot, inside the post office.
Yeah.
Over here in Richmond.
Well, that's a good way to do it. That's a good voting plan, because they're probably not going to set the post office on fire.
I hope they don't do that. I don't want.
I doubt that.
I don't want to be out there. I don't want to be outside doing my bike cardio, going down St. Pablo Avenue, and like, whoa, what's going on over here?
That's a serious federal offense,
Yeah,
I'm
sure it is.
I don't think you.
Yes.
But that's a great voting plan. I mean, I think I started off today talking about make a voting plan, and I like yours, Ron. You got with your mom. You guys figured it out, and then you took it into the post office, not to a mailbox, into the actual post office. Yeah, love that.
Yes, man. Yeah, shout out to Richmond, shout out to San Francisco, where you grew up and everything.
Yes, sir.
And then what I do is I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, but I share KBLA, to let my folks up here in the Bay as well. You know what I mean? To support my Bay Area home girl Dominique DiPrima, and listen, download the app.
Yay! Spread the word.
I'm gonna keep doing that. I got your back, Dominique. I'm gonna keep on doing that regardless. I got you up here in the Bay.
Thank you.
I look out for you.
I was so surprised when I went to the hip hop to the Oakland Museum for the hip hop archives. How many people had no idea where I went, and they hadn't seen me since Home Turf when I used to be on TV.
Wow.
back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's funny.
They thought
That's
I
funny,
died,
yeah.
or I don't know what they thought.
Yeah, and then it's funny how I did it because when they shut down the your boys' radio show here in the Bay, it was on KBLX. I was like, oh man, and so I was just messing around on my phone, and then your picture popped up, and I had no idea you worked at the other station. I was like, oh, okay, so that's where she been all these years. And then I've been hooked on you and your show ever since. I don't even listen to Bay Area radio here in the morning like I used to. I tuned into you.
Thank you, and thank you for spreading the word. It's amazing how many folks just don't have Google fingers. You can find just about anybody if you use your Google fingers. And thank you for all the love, Ron. It's much appreciated.
All right, thank you, Dominique. Shout out to my boy Miles. And I wanted to ask you that it was a guest on your show last year. He had owned a club, and Dr. Dre used to DJ there back in the day or something like that.
Oh goodness.
The brother, I can't think of his name. The brother.
Oh yeah. Lonzo Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta get him. Maybe we can get him back in here after the election.
Okay, I want to call in. Yeah, talk to that brother. See if he still got some old school DJ turntables from that club spot back in the day. I'm gonna be like, brother man, can you ship them bad boys to the Bay? I need them, man.
All right, Ron. Good luck to you.
It's all right. Thank you, Dominique. I appreciate
DJ
you.
Quest. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you too. Going to Jeanette, calling us from Inglewood. What's going on?
Good morning, Dominique. Thank you so much for taking my call. I made my plans, and I'm voting today.
Good job.
I filled out my ballot, and because of your help and of your guest, I know exactly who and what to vote for. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much.
Oh, yay. So today's the day, huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Today's the day. Okay, good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I just want to quote a scripture. Luke 6:45, it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And I am so thankful because I see God answering my prayers. So I ask him to let Donald Trump show the people who he is and then vote for Kamala. So we've all witnessed Trump doing that daily, and not only with his words, but with his action and non-actions. So on Sunday, the people of Puerto Rican descent, Republicans, Independents, all of us saw Trump's non-response after that joke.
Right.
And so the eyes and the ears of the people are open, and I know that God can't make people do anything, but he can definitely point us in the direction, and we are being pointed. So again, I believe the people saw it, and they vote for Kamala. I'm so happy. I am so happy.
I know one thing. He done ticked off the Puerto Ricans. Boy, the Puerto Ricans are going off on social media. And I've spent enough time in New York to know you don't want to rile up the Puerto Ricans because they roll kind of deep.
And aren't they rolling deep in Philadelphia?
I mean, how dumb are you? They're American citizens. You're talking about immigrants. Go home, immigrants. But they're American citizens. It's a commonwealth. It's true. If you live in Puerto Rico, you don't get to vote in U.S. elections. You do have a representative in Congress. They don't have a vote, but they do have a voice. And that may change. I mean, they actually should either have independence or statehood. They should not be in limbo the way they are now. But the way they are now, even in limbo, they are U.S. citizens. And these people are so dumb, they don't even know that. And if you're a Puerto Rican and you live in one of the 50 actual U.S. states, of which you, as you mentioned, there are many in Arizona, in a lot of swing states, Pennsylvania, there's a huge Puerto Rican population, then you can vote. And I'm pretty sure, based on what I'm seeing online, if they weren't voting as of Monday, they're voting now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dominique.
All right. Thank you,
so
Jeanette.
happy.
You know, and I think Jeanette is right, too, because prayer has to be part of it, right? It's one of the reasons I say let's focus on what we want, not what we don't want. And, you know, Starving Myself to Life was calling me out in the chat for saying I won't look at you the same. I'm not saying I'll look down on you. I think all human beings deserve respect. We are God's creations. We all have the possibility for redemption on any given day, but I will look at you as a danger to me and my loved ones and my beloved country. I will. This is not just a regular any old election. And there's a lot of important things on this election. And even if you're not for abortion, I'm not telling you you have to love abortion. You know, spiritually, a lot of folks have a problem with it. It's not my favorite thing. But a woman's right to have control over her own body goes much beyond abortion. And as I pointed out, black women are dying. The other woman we know died, already had 2 kids, had been told by her doctor that if she had another baby, she would die. She's married. She gets pregnant. She goes to get to another state to get an abortion pill to save her own life. Again, it's very rare, but some tissue is left inside her after that pill, goes to the hospital. They will not work on her because they're afraid that doctors will go to jail for performing an abortion. They failed to save her life. Now her husband is a widower, and there are 2 black children with no mama. Okay? The other lady had a miscarriage, and that's happened to many women. So that doesn't have anything to do with abortion. And guess what's next? He's already said it. Contraception. So now we can't stop ourselves from getting pregnant. We can't terminate a pregnancy. We can't get care if we have a miscarriage. And women are dying already, and many more will if this is enacted. And that's what I'm talking about. So even if you are anti-abortion, which I know a lot of people are, especially in our community, you got to look at the bigger picture. No, I don't think we should be using abortion as birth control. I think it should be avoided at all costs if possible. I do think a man should have say-so in a relationship on what happens with the pregnancy, whether it's terminated or whether, what the dangers are to the woman, to the child, et cetera, et cetera. All that is not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is access to health care. Women having choices and autonomy, and the doctors having the right to do their job. They take an oath, do no harm. That doesn't mean let women bleed out in the parking lot. It means use the technology and the skill set that you have to save her life. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. You say no person can be a danger to me. That's true. It's all in God's hands. And at the end of the day, we are going to be all right. I believe that. But if you, my family member, my loved one, my colleague, my coworker, my man, take a position that is clearly not in my best interests, I can put it in God's hands, but I also don't go stand in front of a truck. And so because it's dangerous, and you can say, well, God will save me. Yeah, but, God expects you to keep your butt off the freeway if you want to live. And he expects us to vote out the ever possibility of the return of DJT and do everything we can to unite our country around progress and move away from this division, the hate, the ugliness, the impoliteness, the boorishness, the crassness, and get back to, let's be joyful warriors. Let's have some fun. We're dope. Let's be dope. I mean, come on now. It is time to turn the page. It's time for the age of Aquarius. 800-920-1580. Who knew I would wake up on one today, but I am, because we're 7 days away, and we got this. We got this. We got to stay focused, stay prayed up, and keep talking it over, talking it out. 800-920-1580. Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You can even just with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains. Chevy Silverado, the first ever Silverado EV. Colorado and Tahoe have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 9.3%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 10/31/24.
Which superhero movie is this?
This is my favorite part, when they all come together in the name of justice.
You know, you could do that too.
Oh yeah? How?
What you just described is what happens when Black folks vote.
Mm-hmm.
When we come together and vote using our power, we win and get leaders who will protect our rights, lower housing costs.
All right, let's go together.
Yeah?
I mean, we gotta unite in the name of justice.
And vote like our lives depend on it.
Paid for by NAACP.
Hi, my name is Erica Wiley, and I am running for Superior Court Judge, seat number 48. As a deputy public defender for more than 2 decades, I've always fought for justice. I was raised in South Central Los Angeles by a single mother, so I know the struggles which bring many to the criminal justice system. Over 20 years of experience has shown me that to protect the public, we must provide those who suffer from mental illness, homelessness, and drug addiction with the resources and tools to improve their lives. I am dedicated to criminal justice reform and ending the vicious cycle of mass incarceration. I'm endorsed by the Los Angeles Times, the Los Angeles County Democratic Party, and LA Mayor Karen Bass. Mail in your ballot today or vote in person on November 5th. Erica Wiley for Superior Court Judge, seat number 48. Find out more at my website, wileyforjudge.com. That's WILEYFOR Judge.com. Or follow me on Instagram, Wiley4Judge. Paid for by Wiley for Judge 2024. I'll see you at the polls on November 5th. Vote Wiley for Judge, seat number 48.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Tips to help improve your credit score in 2024. Establishing credit is an important key to achieving financial health, but building a credit history from scratch can feel challenging since you need credit to build credit. First, what does it mean to build credit? All consumers have a score between 300 and 850. You want your score to be as high as possible as lenders look at your credit score to make loan and credit decisions. A good credit score shows you have a track record of borrowing money responsibly. Remember, it's never too late to build or rebuild your credit. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Absolutely, we don't. We know you don't either. So let's talk about it. We got time today. Be joined next hour by attorney Dion Raymond. She can help us unpack any legal confusion around any of these election issues. And in hour 3, we'll be joined by Barrington Salmon, a progressive journalist, and we're going to get up to date on what's going on around and about the world. Okay? I do believe at this point that VP Harris will win. I do. I do think we need to do the work. We need to get prayed up, and we need to tell a friend. But I do believe. And for those of you like my friend, James Farr, who are all in for a third party, once you spend the next week convincing Trump voters to vote for your guy or girl, once you do that, stop bothering progressives. Stop trying to give doubts to Democrats. Go convert some Trump voters. They're there for the taking, especially the black Trump voters who really know they don't need to be voting for that. And you've got an all-black ticket. If you could just spend your week, commit to flipping one Trump voter over to a third party every day, then you would have done a thing. a good thing. Shayon from Long Beach, you have the mic.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Let me start off by saying go Dodgers.
Yeah.
So we'll get that out the way. First.
One game away.
One game. That's all we need is one more. And the Yankees will be sick, and I'll be eternally grateful because I ain't getting no wins with the Raiders and USC. So I got.
You take them where you can get them. Look, I'm not even a big baseball fan, but I want a parade. I want my Dodger fans happy. I want to rep LA. And, I mean, no one's ever overcome 3-0, so it looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, but, we can't take it for granted. We got to, we got to close the deal. Got to close it.
Yeah.
But I want to, me and my daughter, she be on me tough about, she swear, Lord, God bless her heart. She's like, oh, black men, they just don't want to vote for Kamala because she's a woman. But let me say this. It's a brand new ABC Ipsos poll that they just showed last night that 85% of black men are voting for Kamala Harris, listening audience, especially sisters. So that myth about black men is not supporting, and they vote, and it's a higher percentage than when they voted for Biden. So 85% in the brand new ABC Ipsos poll shows 85% of black men are voting for the vice president to become president of the United States. Okay.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, and I've seen poll after poll after poll. How is 85%? I saw one at 83%. How is anything over 75% not like a landslide among any group of people?
So we can take that monkey clearly off of the back of brothers. Let's take that monkey off. Let's put him back in the closet. Close the door. That's a done deal. Okay. Now now back to the Trump supporters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Black MAGA people.
Yeah.
When is it okay to tell jokes about watermelons, carving watermelons at a political rally about you, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to put those two together. I'm gonna be a part of your party, but you're gonna go and clown me and say, "Oh, well, we had a Halloween party and we was carving watermelons."
I mean, another speaker said I think it was Charlie Kirk who said that Kamala Harris's handlers are pimps, meaning she's a what?
Yeah. She's a whore. Only thing go together is pimps and whores, right?
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like. And when is it okay to be a Nazi? When was that okay?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of been okay in this country. I mean, really, they've been emboldened by Trump. But you have a point in. I think, and I think I'm really glad you made that point about black men. I'm just saying, we still got 15% we can work on, or go flip Latino voters or white girls. I don't know, all y'all, sexy men that listen, that have white women in your lives, whether you're an NFL player or whether she's your mama. Go flip that vote. Get them. There's an all-black ticket. They can vote West Abdullah. If they want. There's a white girl at the top. Just don't vote Trump.
Yeah. Now Michelle Obama. I listened to her entire speech, and she made a compelling argument.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I was trying to share with my daughter. It's like that's a compelling argument to convert somebody to your side to vote for you. I found it. Very compelling. And so I was just trying to, she's 26. So she, I'm an old head, Dominique. So
yeah,
I have to try to bring in some historical context.
Shayon, when you say that the first lady, the forever first lady made a compelling argument, How would you summarize what she said? What was your takeaway?
My takeaway was, I think primarily what was supposed to be taken away, that, okay, yeah, you might not agree with abortion, right? That might be against your religious concepts, your religious core beliefs. Okay, I get that. However, when it comes to the basic primary health care, that procedure might be necessary to save the life of the woman.
Yeah.
So why would I, in that context, vote against that? That's just asinine, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I thought she made a compelling argument too, and it's not even hypothetical, because Amber Nicole Thurman is dead, and she's a black woman.
Yeah.
And she couldn't get the care that she needed.
Oh, well, let me share this bit of Moorish history, right? When we the Moors came back over into the Iberian Peninsula, the Europeans were there occupying that area. And one of the things that we the Moors taught to the Europeans as far as medical procedure was C-sections, because they was dying from a high rate of breech babies. So we taught that medical procedure to the Europeans, which was help prolong their life on the planet.
Okay. No, I am aware of that history. I got a hard stop here, Shan, for news, traffic, and sports. You can hang, or you can talk to me later. But we're keeping it going on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Johns Hopkins University has broken ground on a future site of a building that's being named in honor of Henrietta Lacks. The Baltimore woman's cells were illegally taken without consent during a medical procedure in 1951. Lacks's family attended Monday's groundbreaking. In Brett Hankinson's second federal civil trial, the former Louisville, Kentucky officer emotional selection in the Daniel Penny subway chokehold trial in New York City continues for a second week. The retired Long Island Marine is charged with putting a homeless black man